Yeah, and that's another thing I'd like to do is be deployed for humanitarian assistance. So it's a variety. Yeah.
Wow, fantastic. Big hand for Lisa, thank you. Now look, I think there's a nice sort of contrast there, and similarities in terms of where your careers can take you with using aspects of water modelling. So I hope that gives you a bit of a taste. I just want to invite the practitioners that I've connected tonight. So Simon and Dave and Monica and Tony. To connect all these people who've got our little boost, you mind to come up the front here, please? We've got Marika and Melanie. Where's everyone? Yeah, everyone. Tony, Brian, you're in the mix of this too. So what we're about to do soon is, and where's Tim? Tim, you're up in here too. Tim's there. So, and Paul. So we're about to start on the sort of the visiting a range of practitioners, and I think, and Mark there. One of the things. So Brian over here, he's the Scottish guy who reflects off the. I mean, he's very. Brian here and I are working together on the external engagement program, but one of the interesting things that we have is trying to describe the sector that we actually are trying to help. So what are some of the issues that we come up with now and then that we try and call it an ecosystem, but it's a bit too sort of jargonistic. What are some of the elements that we keep on trying to reflect on, Brian?
Yeah, I suppose really simply, we end up always saying, all right, you got modelers and you got users, and we know that's not right. But we're trying to, and we're not just doing this as an abstract sort of intellectual exercise. We're trying to figure out how we might best intervene to build the capacity of the whole of the sector in partly in workforce terms. So to understand how to build the capacity of a whole sector, you sort of need to understand what are the different kinds of actors. And so yeah, sure there are modelers, but even modeling, what does modeler mean? As a modeler, I did a PhD in modeling. I was using a weird language called Prolog, some logic language, really all weird stuff. But and a bit of system dynamics as well, but that was kind of a graphical interface. I was creating models both by hand coding. In fact, creating modeling languages, does that make me a modeler? Not sure, probably. But then a user, what on earth is a user? A user, is it somebody who sits down and goes, start, stop, Egbert, or is a user somebody who gets, or is it both? So that's not the main focus of tonight to figure all this out, but kind of underpinning, sort of weaving through all the community of practice events, we're going to be trying to figure out what the heck this sector actually really is, because no one's done any kind of structured analysis, and therefore how to act strategically to build the capacity of the sector.
And that's definitely one of their challenges. But what I'd like to put to you here, this is a representation of the sector. Like, we've got Paul Lawrence here. Paul, I knew Paul early on. He was an agriculture modeller working in soils and did some interesting things. Tim here from QUT is responsible for some of the interesting visualization graphics. So the QUT team have been taking outputs of models and turning them into interesting things. Evan Thomas is another
perfect model.
A perfect model, there you go, that's the ultimate. So, multi-decision. We've got Melanie here who's just working at ARI. Yeah. But anyway, she's doing some interesting work on river system, but she's got a background in mathematics working with IBM, so that's interesting. Tony Webber, well, he just sleeps and dreams and eats models, so he's been working it his whole life. So Simon Costanza used to work in the bay looking at dynamic aquatic marine systems, but now he uses games to help decision makers come to decisions. So interesting. Marika, Griffith University, part of the team doing some interesting reservoir and other sort of research issues. So we're in that space. Dave Rissick. Dave's been involved in climate research and everything, but now doing adaptive management and looking at research output, water modelling outputs. We've got Lisa, you've heard about her, she does everything. We've got Simone de Kleermaker. Simone's from a Dutch company, Deltaris, who have a huge suite of different models, but she looks at the use of these models in terms of some adaptive management thinking. So she's got an interesting game to show you. We've got Jamie Biederman from Water Technology. Jamie does a lot of more flood risk management work, stormwater, water resource type issues. So, and Monica here from Water Modelling Technology, a new company here. Sorry, Water Modelling Solutions. I'll get it right. So Blake and Monica have an interesting company that's just set up and have a really busy role looking at a whole lot of local government and commercial clients' needs for doing modelling.
Yeah.
Brian can tell you about his PhD, so that'll be really interesting. And but no, in the research field, so we've got research field, you've got market and operational sense, we've got people doing communication, games, decision making, so it's a mix. So these are all people that have an experience of using water models. So you're going to have an opportunity to ask them some questions. So the next Mentimeter question, if I may.